Hello, and welcome to Why Philanthropy Matters Book Club. So this is a new thing that we're doing here on the website, where I'm going to be talking you through books about philanthropy, as the name suggests. I'll be doing some kind of brief overviews and also potted reviews of a range of new books coming out about philanthropy. Books that might not seem like they're about philanthropy, but I've managed to find some philanthropy relevance, and also working my way through a back catalogue of what, in my view, are the best old or obscure texts out there about philanthropy in the academic literature, which you might not have come across, but where I can hopefully help you see what you might be missing out on, and maybe inspire some of you to go away and hunt them down for yourselves. So why am I doing this, you might ask? And indeed, why might you want to listen to it? Well, I guess the bottom line is I love books. I love books particularly about philanthropy, as evidenced by the collection there behind me. As Ron Burgundy said, I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany, which this apartment, or this room indeed, doesn't smell of rich mahogany. It smells of old carpet. But, the general principle's the same. But also, I have written my own book here, Public Good by Private Means. I've got another book coming out next year called What is Philanthropy For, of which I'm sure I'll be telling you more in the future. I'm also fortunate enough that I have been able to speak to many authors of great books about philanthropy on the Philanthropism's podcast that I host. So all in all, I think I've got a real appreciation of why books about philanthropy have a particular value. And to me, the core thing is that a book represents something of a completed thought at a particular moment in time. And then I know, from having written one myself and spoken to others who have, that the work that goes into putting together a book and structuring it and thinking through how the arguments all fit together has real value, I think, that kind of elevates it above and beyond a collection of blog posts or podcasts. Although I should say you should definitely still go away and read all of my blog posts and listen to all of my podcasts. But for that reason, I find myself coming back to these books on the shelf much more than maybe I go back to some of those other resources. So what I want to do in these videos, as I say, is kind of three broad things. I want to talk about new books that have come out in recent years about philanthropy, to give you a review of what they're about and why you might want to go away and read them. I want to talk about a few books that may not look at first glance as if they are about philanthropy, but actually they really do have some relevance, and I want to kind of join the dots for you and maybe help you to sort of broaden out your thinking about the kinds of sources we can draw on to try and understand philanthropy and its role in the world today better. And I also want to take the opportunity to go through a systematic program of trawling through this big old back catalogue here and trying to unearth for you some of the hidden gems that I'm aware of and some of my favourite old books about philanthropy, so that you know the ones that you might want to hunt down for yourself in the future, or the ones that you can avoid reading because you've heard me give a potted overview and you've got enough to go on to impress your friends and family at dinner parties and Christmas gatherings. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be kicking off very shortly with the first video, in which, sneak peek, I'm planning to do a review and an overview of this great book here, which is White Philanthropy, Carnegie Corporation's An American Dilemma and the Making of a White World Order by Maribel Maury. Now, I've spoken to Maribel before on the Philanthropism's podcast, and I've also just recently done a review of this book for Alliance magazine. So I'm doubling, if not tripling up on content there, and I definitely, know what I have to say about the book. So keep your eyes peeled for that one and for future editions in the series. Do let us know, what you find interesting, what you'd like to hear more about, as we try and kind of expand some of the awareness of the world of books about philanthropy that are out there. And do tell all your friends about it. I think that's the core thing to say. The first rule of Why Philanthropy Matters Philanthropy Book Club, unlike Fight Club, is very much not you can't talk about it. I really would like you to all talk about it as much as possible. Tell anybody else that you think might be interested and get them watching these videos. Okay, I'll see you soon.